Assalamu alaikum. Hujambo mtazamaji na karibu katika kipindi Ripoti Horizon. Jina langu ni Ibtisam Jamal. Katika makala yetu ya leo tutaweza kuangazia maisha ya mkazi mmoja wa Nairobi kwa jina Martin anayeugua ugonjwa usiokuwa na tiba wa multiple sclerosis, na pia tutaweza kufafanua kwa zaidi na kukueleza uhamasisho umeopewa kipaumbele kuhusiana na ugonjwa huu.
I was getting weakness on my right leg, which was my power leg because I used to play soccer. And then to my right hand, basically this right side of my body. And then I could not see people clearly.
Pindi unapoona mtu anatembea namna hiyo, fikra ya kwanza katika akili ni mtu anayetumia mihadarati au ni mlevi. Ushawahi jiuliza swali iwapo mtu kama huyo ana mapungufu fulani au anaugua ugonjwa? Tunakutana na Martin akiwa nyumbani kwake katika mtaa wa South B, kaunti ya Nairobi, akiwa ni mtu wa bashasha, lakini nyuma ya tabasamu hiyo ni mtu mwenye ugonjwa unaoitwa multiple sclerosis, kiini chake kisijulikane.
So multiple sclerosis, or MS as it is known, is a condition in which there is inflammation in different parts of the brain and the spinal cord at different times. And this inflammation is it's not known what causes it definitively, but we know that it's the body attacking itself.
Dr. Juza Huka kutoka hospitali ya Aga Khan, kaunti ya Nairobi, anatueleza kwa kina namna ugonjwa huo unavyoathiri mwili wa binadamu.
So normally the body has a defense system, the immune system, and this defense system is supposed to defend us, to protect us from enemies, external enemies like infections, bacteria, viruses, or internal enemies like cancers, or something wrong going on in our body. But in this case, the defense system turns against our own bodies, and so in a way friendly fire, and this friendly fire results in damage to the nervous system. The big thing that the inflammation does is that the nerves are like electrical wires, they have insulation, and this insulation gets stripped off from the nerve fibers within the brain and the spinal cord, and the body repairs some of that insulation. But in the process, some of the nerve fibers and eventually some nerve cells will get damaged.
Kulingana na mashirika ya afya duniani, takriban watu milioni 2.5 wanaugua ugonjwa huu katika mataifa mbalimbali ulimwenguni, Martin akiwa mmoja wao. Na je, mtu anapaswa kuchukua hatua gani kuhakikisha anazitambua dalili za ugonjwa huo?
So I think even before medication one needs to make a diagnosis, isn't it? So to make a diagnosis, I think one needs to see a good physician, and obviously it would be best to be seen by a neurologist. A clinical diagnosis is made, and often the most important test is getting an MRI scan of the brain and the spine.
Mabadiliko ya mwili ya ghafla yalimpelekea Martin kushuhudia unyanyapaa miongoni mwa marafiki zake, jambo ambalo lilikuwa na uzito kwake.
Back then it was a bit tough because, guys would say I have AIDS, and I would almost believe them because truly I remember how my life was back then. So I kind of was 50-50 whether to go and take the test and to forgo everything and just accept that I have AIDS, and that's why I'm this way.
Kwa miaka mingi ugonjwa wa MS unaoathiri mishipa unaaminika kuwa ugonjwa wa wazungu peke yake, lakini kila siku zinaposonga watu wenye asili mbalimbali pia wanaathirika. Mfano Martin.
Back then it was known to be a white man's disease. I don't believe I can rightfully say a white man, because if I met a white man, I would run away. A Caucasian disease. which was false, you know, because now even us Africans are being affected by multiple sclerosis.
Kama daktari mwenye tajriba ya miaka mingi, maoni yako ni yapi kuhusiana na swala hili la rangi na ugonjwa?
So it's more common amongst white Caucasians than amongst other races. It's more common in the, you know, northern and southern kind of more extreme hemispheres than it is in the tropics. So it's more common in the West. It's thought to be less common on our continent and in amongst us as Africans.
Je, umri pia unachangia mtu kuathirika na MS?
No, it can occur at any age, and we've seen children as young as 13, and the pediatric colleagues may have seen younger children as well, because it can happen in children. It's uncommon, but it can happen. But it mostly occurs in young adults and more in women than in men.
Maelezo ya ugonjwa huu yanashtua, lakini dalili gani zinazojitokeza na kuashiria kuwa MS inaanza kuathiri mtu?
So there are episodes of neurological dysfunction. So and they usually start over days, you know, hours to days, and then recover over weeks to sometimes months. And so the common ones are, you know, loss of vision or blurred vision usually in one eye, episodes of dizziness. But these are not the dizziness that you get when you stand up, but, you know, more profound dizziness usually, and happens over days, weeks, and then gets better. Imbalance, problems with walking, weakness in the arms, legs, problems with the bladder, so difficulty peeing, difficulty controlling, you know, the urine, occasionally problems with the bowels, sexual dysfunction. These are some of the symptoms that people can experience.
Maisha ya Martin yalibadilika ghafla na kumwathiri kwa namna ambayo hakuwahi dhania hata kwa ndoto.
Okay, back then, like last month, I used to go with a taxi. So would come pick me up, drop me to the office. My colleague in the office would come down and help me up the steps, pole pole, tutapanda. And at the end of the day, the same, he would be there for me in case I topple over. But this month, truly tunasema umefika kiwango, yani you have reached the end of your journey. You have tried everything, ambapo I've thought maybe, oh, God is coming for me. You know, sometimes I sleep not being very sure I'll wake up tomorrow.
Na je, kuendeleza shughuli zako za kawaida pia ni ngumu?
I was so involved in sports. You know, I used to play table tennis. I used to play pool, and of course football was my favorite. I used to play basketball, and now because my eyesight went, not completely, but, you know, majorly, you know, I cannot see the rim. I cannot even see your eyes as you are there and I'm here. That's like 2 meters away. So many things I've had to cut off from my daily routine. I didn't have children then. Even now, we've adopted kids. So Hazel and Raziella, they are adopted. I kind of put a pause on my life and stopped doing some things. Started doing the right things, eating the right foods, drinking the right drinks, juices and stuff like that.
Kama wanavyosema Waswahili, asubirie hajuti. Rubai ambaye ni mke wa Martin amelivalia njuga swala la kuishi na mwanamume mwenye ugonjwa usiokuwa na tiba.
MS is tricky because There are 4 different types of MS. The type that Martin has is secondary progressive, which means he's plateauing, and then when he gets an attack, he dips, and then he'll plateau for a while. So since we got married 10 years ago, we've probably had 4 episodes, 4 relapses, which is good, because I know people who have relapses each week, and it's quite tricky. Which it also means that his disability has been going down slowly and slowly. Like when we got married, he didn't use a cane. Now he uses a cane, he's used a walker, he's used different types of aids to be able to help me move around. My life has changed. I don't know, because I haven't known this life differently. He had MS.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had 4 years of thinking about it.
Yeah.
We finally got married. So I don't see how it would be different. I don't know how it would be different.
Martin anatueleza kwa ufupi namna MS ilivyomwathiri maisha yake.
You know, the month of October is about over. I've not been to the office even one day. I don't know if I'll get a paycheck, but I've not been to the office even one day because of MS. Right now, as you are conducting this interview, I asked my physiotherapist to be close to me, because anytime I may topple over, because I feel a bit, I'm not there, you know. I feel like anytime I may pause and just topple over, and he's here to hold me up. So many things have happened to me. You know, I've not been able to, I cannot type. I used to type. My left jaw, lower jaw, there's something called Trigeminal Neuralgia. It's a pain. They say it's fourth worst pain in the world. And people have committed suicide because of it back then, before they even came up with medication to heal the pain, to ease the pain. Yeah. At least now they're using some tablets for epilepsy. They give us, you know, just to ease the pain. Right now, as I speak with you, because I'm speaking a lot, I feel the nerve just trying to come up with that pain, and it has been a journey and a half for me, and for everyone else who goes through this MS. You know, it affects people differently.
Licha ya kutokuwa na tiba, kuna njia tofauti za kukabiliana na maumivu ya ugonjwa huo, ikiwemo kutumia dawa tofauti.
If one has a relapse, one has an attack of MS, then we often give high doses of steroids for a few days to try and make people get better quickly, more quickly than if they didn't get the steroids. But long term, steroids don't have a role in treating this condition. What helps patients is a group of drugs known as disease-modifying therapies. Now, these drugs come in different forms. So there are injections which one can give oneself, just like one gives insulin injections, either into the muscle or the skin. There is a whole range of newer tablets, and this is the range of medication, options that one has. And these disease-modifying treatments, what they do is they prevent more relapses, more attacks.
Mazoezi ni njia nyingine ya kukabiliana na ugonjwa huu, jambo ambalo wagonjwa huwa hawana budi ila kuifanya licha ya maumivu wanayopitia.
So Martin basically he presents with weakness on one side, that is the right side, and also presents with stiffness and pain, which is on and off, that muscle pain. So what basically we are doing with Martin is more of stretches, that is to enhance flexibility, which is an issue. And also we are doing more of strengthening exercises so that at least to improve his muscle power. At some point, we use modalities which help to reduce pain when he's so much in pain, because sometimes you may have back pain, sometimes you might find he's having knee pains. So we try to use these other modalities, on top of the exercises that we do to be able to take care of the pain.
Tofauti ya kutumia dawa na mazoezi ni gani?
He uses the drugs, but you see now those drugs are short-lived. Because you find exercises are able to give a long-term effect compared to the drugs that you can use. And bearing in mind also, these drugs, you cannot use them for quite a long time because they may have other side effects. So exercises are good for long-term effect, and actually the relief is more felt compared to the short-term effect of the medication.
Kama mama wa nyumba, ni mikakati gani unachukua kuhakikisha afya yake inaendelea kuwa nzuri?
We know some of the things that cause the inflammation, and those are the things that we try to keep out. So he is not doing gluten well. I make him do at least once a week, but he is not doing gluten for the most part. Because of the pain, he's not able to chew. It's called Trigeminal Neuralgia, therefore the lower jaw is the nerve that's affected. And we have to puree his food, we have to blend his food so that he can be able to drink it. And sometimes even that is a problem, depending on the level of pain. That's why he has to stay on this medication.
Na je, kama daktari, ni changamoto gani munapitia katika kukabiliana na ugonjwa wa MS?
Of him, there are very few in this country. We are only 15 or so in the whole country. So of over 45 million people, so we have one neurologist for 3 million plus people, so it's really not enough. MRI scans are expensive, but thankfully now they are covered by NHIF, at least to some extent. There is the group of patients who have MS or present with symptoms of MS, and the diagnosis of MS is not made. And that's not infrequent actually. Many patients, by the time they come to see us, they've already had a couple of attacks or 3 attacks, and this is their third or fourth attack, and that's when the diagnosis is being made. And that's because there is lack of awareness and sensitivity about making the diagnosis, amongst health workers in general, and amongst the general public as well, because people don't think about MS when they get these symptoms.
Miongoni mwa changamoto wanazopitia wagonjwa wa MS ni mkusanyiko wa mawazo, jambo ambalo linapelekea wengine kujitoa uhai.
The biggest risk factor for suicide is depression. And so people can get depressed whether they have MS or not. And obviously having MS with its disability, its problems, its effect on a young life, and the quality of life as a young person is often, it does mean that people are more likely to get depressed. And if that depression is not looked for and adequately managed, then there is obviously the risk of some of those people committing suicide. So one of our duties as clinicians is to always look after not just their physical health, but also their mental health.
Wito wako kwa serikali ni gani?
I used to pay 96,000 every month for 6 months for medication. Something like that would, if you didn't have another source of income, something like that would just cause someone to choose to commit suicide, and many have committed suicide because of the fact that they don't want to stress their families because of all these monies that they have to pay and treatments they have to undergo.
Kutokana na ugumu wake, Rubai pamoja na familia za wagonjwa wa MS walikuja pamoja na kubuni chama cha MS Kenya.
So initially it was just nice to know someone else who has MS. What kind of MS do you have? How does it affect you? What medication are you using? Are there interventions that you're trying that are working for you? That was it. And just to encourage each other, because some mornings people can't wake up, others they're like, oh, I don't feel like coming. Just for you to know someone else who understands you is there, and they know that this is going to pass as well. So that was the initial part. then we realized that we need to create awareness. People need to know about MS because it's not fair when you're meeting someone on the road and they're staggering and your first comment is, why are you so drunk this morning? Or you're driving and you have someone crossing the road and they are staggering, then usually the instinct is to hoot. But how about you understand that they could be suffering from something they can't work with? So that moved to awareness. Now where the association is, it's also looking for interventions, like how can we make this thing cheap? How can we make it affordable? How can we make the treatment available? How can we get into the training of the neurologists? How can we get everybody who's in nursing care to be able to understand?
Kutokuwa na mkono usaidizi kutoka kwa serikali au kutambulika hasa kuwepo kwa ugonjwa huo multiple sclerosis, wagonjwa wengi watakosa kujitambua hali zao na kujipata kana kwamba wametupiwa jongo na mti wake. Maisha ni kutafuta, lakini pia tiba ni ya kutafutiana. Naitwa Ibtisam Jamal na hii ni Ripoti Horizon.